Hi, I'm Dr. Olmos, and I'd like to welcome you to our weekly video series, Ask Dr. Olmos. This week's topic is TMJ. Hi, I'm Dr. Stephen Olmos, and today's question is, what can I do to stop clenching during the day? Well, it all depends on exactly what is the reason for the clenching. One would assume that it's stress. Biofeedback would be helpful in those situations. But sometimes it can be an injury. Very often we see people with foot injuries, hip injuries, knee injuries, shoulder, whatever, carpal tunnel, that just by carrying themselves around during the day, these pains become greater, and then the tension becomes greater. And as we start to tense up, so does our mouth and the muscles that close our mouth, and there may be the origin of clenching. So what we try to do is figure out, well, what is the origin of this clenching, address that issue, and get specific treatments for each. So if there's a structural issue, then we refer out for therapy for that particular injury. So if you can carry yourself around comfortably, you can really reduce a lot of that clenching. So much because we're not aware of these other injuries or don't think that they're important, then we try to put everything in the basket of stress. I think stress magnifies an existing problem, but only in severe cases is it the sole reason for the issue. So that's why it has to be evaluated, because it's very difficult for people to know how much of this problem is of each of these things. And so sometimes it's a respiratory problem. People can't breathe through their nose, they get plugged up, they mouth breathe, so they have postural issues, their neck and their back hurts. And so if your pain is getting worse as the day goes on, so by 5 o'clock, that's where you start to really realize that you're really clenching hard and you have all these issues. Well, that's likely a postural issue. It's likely having to do something structural, that you're carrying yourself around or seated in a certain way that's aggravating the situation. And that should be evaluated. And that's some of the stuff that we do here at the TMJ and Sleep Therapy Centers. Thank you. Make sure you subscribe to our channel and submit your questions for next week's video.